Let's talk about renter's insurance. It's one of those things that seems so simple, right? A cheap, easy safety net. But what if that net isn't nearly as strong as you think it is? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at all the little traps and the fine print that can leave you totally exposed when you need it most.
I mean, it's such an easy thought to have, isn't it? For what, the price of a couple of fancy coffees a month, you get this amazing peace of mind. A fire, a break-in, no sweat. You're covered. It's sold to us as this simple, complete shield for everything we own.
And that is the billion-dollar question, because that feeling of being totally protected, it can be a really dangerous illusion. So many renters only find out about the gaps, the catches, and the exclusions after a disaster strikes, and by then, well, it's way too late. So let's dive right in and start with the most obvious part, the money. Because it's not just about that tiny monthly bill you pay. The real costs are often buried, just waiting for the day you actually need to use your policy. Here it is, the classic trade-off. To get that super low monthly premium that everybody wants, you almost always have to agree to a high deductible. And just so we're clear, the deductible is the amount of money you have to pay out of your own pocket before the insurance company pays a single penny. Let's make this super real. Picture this. Someone breaks into your apartment and steals your brand new $1,500 laptop. It's a horrible feeling, but then you think, hey, I have renter's insurance. I'm good. You go to file a claim, remembering you picked that plan with a $1,000 deductible to keep your monthly costs down. So you file the claim. How much money do you actually get from the insurance company? A whopping $500. That's it. You pay the first 1,000, they cover the rest. All of a sudden, that insurance doesn't feel like such a great deal, does it? You're still out a huge chunk of cash.
Oh, and it gets even trickier. You're stuck in this crazy catch-22. If you actually use your insurance and make a claim, guess what? Your rates can go up. And if you make a few claims, your insurer might just decide to drop you completely. It creates this bizarre situation where you're almost afraid to use the very service you're paying for every single month.
All right, so beyond the hidden costs, probably the biggest shock for most renters is finding out what their policy just flat out doesn't cover. These are the policy's blind spots, and trust me, there are a lot of them. So look at this. Standard policies, they pretty much always exclude major disasters like floods and earthquakes. You need a completely separate and often expensive policy for those. Got valuable jewelry? Well, your policy probably has a really low limit, like maybe $1,500 for all of it combined. And that little side business you run from your kitchen table? Yeah, probably not covered. And get this, your roommate's stuff? Not covered either. They have to get their own policy. This quote from our source material just hits the nail on the head. This idea that your basic policy is some kind of catch-all for anything bad that could possibly happen is just wrong. It's a dangerous misconception that can leave you totally wiped out financially. Okay, so let's imagine something happens that is actually covered by your policy. Great. The next hurdle, though, is the claims process itself. It's usually not as simple as just getting a check in the mail. You might actually have to fight to get what you're owed.
You have to know this term, okay? A lot of the cheaper policies use something called actual cash value, or ACV. This does not pay you what it costs to replace your stuff. No, it pays you what your stuff was worth the second before it was destroyed, and that includes years and years of wear and tear or depreciation.
Now, the much, much better option, though it does cost a little more, is replacement cost value, or RCV. This policy is designed to give you enough money to go out to the store and buy a brand new, similar item at today's prices. It's honestly the difference between being able to refurnish your apartment and, well, not. Let's just see how huge this difference is. You have a 5-year-old sofa that you originally bought for $1,200. With an ACV policy, you might get a check for maybe $150. Seriously, but with RCV, you get the full $1,200 you need to go buy a new one. The difference is absolutely staggering. All right, let's talk about the really sneaky stuff, the fine print. Buried deep inside that long policy document are all these rules and conditions that, if you break them without even knowing, could give the insurance company the right to deny your claim completely.
For instance, did you know that if you go away on a long trip, sometimes for as little as 30 days, and something happens while you're gone, your policy might be totally void? Or that running certain kinds of businesses from home without telling your insurer could invalidate your entire policy? These are not things you want to be finding out in the middle of a crisis. Okay, so after all this doom and gloom, what's the big takeaway here?
It's definitely not to skip renter's insurance, not at all. It's to be smarter about it. So let's go through the playbook for turning all these potential disasters into real, solid protection. Here's your 4-step action plan. It's pretty simple. Number 1, always choose RCV coverage. It's worth every extra penny. 2, prove what you own. Create a home inventory. Just walk through your place with your phone, take a video of everything, and snap photos of receipts. 3, know the gaps. If you've got expensive jewelry or you live somewhere prone to floods, buy the extra coverage you need. And finally, number 4, actually read the rules. Know what the conditions are so you don't accidentally wreck your own protection. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is your current policy a real shield that's actually designed to protect you? Or was it just a checkbox you had to tick on your lease agreement? Because after what we've talked about today, it's pretty clear that what you don't know really can hurt you. Now's the time to go find out what's actually in your policy.